What's going on, family? Welcome to another edition of the Intellectual Soapbox. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Tuesday is Conversation Day. All right. So, yes, tonight's topic is live on purpose. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, you got to be on your purpose out here, people. It's definitely important. It's something that, we definitely have to talk about. And yeah, it's something that we want to definitely get into with you. And please feel free to tell us, as we get into the topic, and as QB expands on this, what do you think purpose is and what is it about? So with no further ado, let me bring in both of us at the same time. QB is in the
Hi.
building. You know what I'm saying? So
What's
yes, welcome
what's up,
QB. Good to see
y'all?
you.
How are you doing, Mr. Best in the world?
I'm doing phenomenal. Let's give a quick shout out to the people that are here that's supporting us. We got Lady Sophia in the building. Hey, what's going on,
Hey.
Lady Sophia? Good to see you. You know what I mean? Okay. She's on the way in. Okay. All right. See you soon. See you soon.
All
You know?
right.
And as always, I'm gonna definitely, put the link in the chat so you can join the conversation. So yes, so QB, live on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Talk
All
to
right.
him.
All right, y'all. So I hope you're ready for this cozy conversation tonight. And I don't want to say the name brand because they're not a sponsor, but
Hmm.
tonight I'm rocking with some kombucha. Black girls
Hey,
drink. It is a probiotic drink that's good for your tummy. So look, yeah, this is how I'm vibing tonight since I can't have no alcohol. But anyway, we're
it's very close to alcohol, but it ain't alcohol. You're right about that.
gonna make it work.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I was inspired to do this topic, live on purpose, because I just use my life as an example. I've shared that I have a condition that has taken me through some highs and very low lows, and you shared some of your story about some of the
Mm-hmm.
things you deal with in your life health wise, and
Mm-hmm.
as have many other people that have joined the various platforms. And so there's so many people around the world who often feel stuck. And
Mm-hmm.
especially in this time of COVID, um, while it's not talked about as heavily on the news, it's still around. You know, it
Mm-hmm.
hasn't gone anywhere. And there are people that are still catching it. The cases, I live in Arkansas, and we just found out that the cases have risen again. And so
Mm-hmm.
more protocols are being put into place, things of that nature. So COVID is still here. And so a lot of people were forced out of their jobs. They had to work from home. Their whole life dynamic changed. And so now they're stuck with, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I here for? Why? What's my purpose now? They thought, they were just, okay, I'm going to this 9 to 5, whatever time they work. I clock in, clock out, boom, family, sports, whatever after, school, after work, extracurriculars. But now here you are in this new space. It's like, what am I supposed to be doing? But as always, we got to start out with a quote. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
know I love me some quotes because I feel like that helps us kind of also set the mood, you know, for what we're talking about. This one says, and this one comes from Oprah Winfrey, someone who I very much admire and would love to be like one day. There's no greater gift you can give or receive than to honor your calling. It's why you were born and how you become most truly alive. So, look, all of us has
Mm-hmm.
something that we can contribute to the world, to our little space in our community. You don't have to go for a global reach. You can do something right in your own little corner of the world. I call it your little pocket of the world, you know. So before we get too far, Mr. Best in the World, when you hear live on purpose, what does that say to you? What does that mean for you?
I mean, I just think it means like just living, and being inspired to live based on your purpose. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Being purposeful in what you're doing. Everything is driven by that. And that takes time. It's a process. You know what I mean? So wherever you at in your process of being purposeful about where you're at, take your time. You know what I'm saying? Take your time and definitely allow yourself to go through the process and go through the motions and everything else. But wait, hold on. I think I got somebody at my door.
Oh, we got a guest?
Hold on. He just opened the door for himself. He already know what it is. Truth never fail. What's up, man?
Hi.
What's up, Truth?
Yo, bro, how you doing?
What's
One of
going
my
on, man?
favorite people.
Not too much. How you doing, Miss Q?
How you doing, sir?
Doing well. See that lovely smile as always.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. So, I want to thank you first for joining in on the conversation. I do want to say a big hey, y'all, to everyone out there in the comments section. Giving you a little suddenly love. Anywho, um, so Mr. Truth, since you got in on the good, right on time. So we're talking about live on purpose, and so when you hear that phrase, um, what does it mean to you?
Um, well, it's sort of like I always encourage people to love on and with purpose,
Okay,
and it means for me it means to be intentional. It
you're stealing
means
my
to
word.
I stole your word. Yeah, it means to be intentional. It means to understand who you are. You know the reason why you was created, who you are as the individual and as the man, uh, understanding your creator and
Okay,
what they have basically ordained and prepared for you to endure, the
better come
trials, the
on.
tribulations, and the things that you have to, take on as this walk that you take that's called life.
You
And
better come on with the devotional side.
so that's how I look at it. It's who I am and who I am in God.
All right, thank you. So you took one of my words. You must have been snooping around on my social media pages. But for those, for everybody who knows me, they know I love all things bees. There's a whole story behind bees on my podcast on the Spotify and Apple and all that jazz. But I love bees, and I usually try to wear a bee somewhere. You know, if it goes with my outfit. Anywho, I have coined the phrase, and I need to really get a trademark. And it says hashtag be intentional, and that came out of a time and place in my life when I was in a really dark place. And I'm like, Camila, get yourself up and do something purposeful on purpose. Live, get up and God has spared your life through whatever I was dealing with, and it's time for me to get up and do something purposeful. And so that's where the intentional came from, was because if I'm intentional, I'm doing something on purpose. I'm doing something, I'm present in my life. I'm in the here and now. I'm not in the future. I'm not in the past. I'm in the here and now. And I'm trying to figure out what can I do here and now to make my situation a little better, prosperous, or whatever I need it to be. So, I always got to give you a little nerdy girl background. The word intentional means basically doing something on purpose. You put some thought into it. You, laid out a plan, an outline, whatever it takes to kind of figure out, okay, how do I work this thing? And so that's what it means to live on purpose with intention. On purpose, hashtag intention. So, I want to ask you guys, what are some things you've done? Let's just say this is May. What have you done in the month of May to be intentional in your life? Um, Finances, health, whatever. Just whatever. I'm gonna start with our guest, Mr. True.
All right, so elaborate on that just a little bit.
What are
What do
some
you?
things you've done? Just say the month of May. We're in May 17th. What have you done on purpose, intentionally, in your life just
Oh,
this
okay,
month?
okay. So I mean, as far as the way I live, being a dad, uh, going to work,
Okay.
make sure that I apply myself and give effort to who I am supposed to be every day. Like I tell people all the time, my prayer for the last 10 years has always been for me to love like Christ and for me to be a better man than I was yesterday and a great man today.
Okay.
All these things I approach intentionally, and I want to basically exemplify what it means to be an AMG, authentic man of God. And also for me, what's important is impact,
Mm,
intentionally, and giving effort towards other people's lives. You know, I have made sure I've always had this inside, but I came to more understanding. It's not just about me, and a lot of people are selfish. And I look daily to be selfless. You know, I'm looking to find better ways to sacrifice and to give who I am to other individuals.
okay. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Mr. Best in the World?
Ladies first. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. Well, for me, the things that I've done to be intentional is because of the condition that I deal with, I've started trying to reduce my calorie intake, increase my water intake, um, and just treating my body better. Even though I can't move in the way that I would like, I'm still moving my body in some way, you know. So I'm not just becoming, what can I say? So I'm not paralyzed, I'll put it like that. I just have some mobility issues, but I'm still moving my body to the best of my ability to keep my circulation, you know, going and things of that nature. So, um, other things I've done is just to read more, engage in meaningful conversation, and not getting caught up in, I don't want to say petty, but meaningless conversation. I'm trying to be intentional about what I allow into my spirit space. Um, is it enriching to my life? Is it enriching? Is it enriching knowledge? I'm a again nerdy girl. Love it. I love reading. I love knowledge, and so I'm trying to be more intentional about the things I read and I watch. Now, yes, I do watch some things just for fun and entertainment, but I try to really find that balance and not get too caught up in just watching 10 episodes of Netflix, you know, and not getting any sleep. But anyway, that's me. All right, Mr. Best.
All right, all right. And for myself, I would say just doing things to be on purpose is just like just keeping things in task and in order and not
Mm-hmm.
allowing anything, especially as far as social media and anything, get me and make me do things that are not out of my character, you know what I'm saying? So just staying focused, staying focused, staying on task. Personally, I would just say working towards different goals and just put my best foot forward and making sure those goals are possible. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's like with my health stuff, whether it's career wise, whether it's just different things. It's just staying on top of it. You know what I mean? But also, giving myself the time to work through different things. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like in my old way of thinking, they'd be like, all right, everything got to happen right now. Everything got to
No.
happen right now. It don't happen right now. It don't have Mondays. You know what I mean? If it don't happen the next day, like everything is over. It's like no. You go through your process. You know, go through your process so you can fulfill your purpose. If you don't go through the process, then you won't be able to fulfill your purpose, and things will not work out for you. So, you know what I mean? That's what I truly learned on how to just do it and how just to stay focused. So yeah.
Okay. So now I know people were thinking, okay, it all sounds so easy. Y'all make it sound so easy to live on purpose and this, that. No, it's a process. Like you mentioned, it's a process because you've said you've had to have those conversations with yourself about, okay, pause. It's not going to happen right now in this exact way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, need to find some workarounds for things that are not as easy.
Yep.
And so, again, there are a gazillion books, a gazillion websites. You know, there's even books about purposeful living and things of that nature. There's
Mm-hmm.
scripture based things. There are others, you know, so everyone has access to a resource that will help you. So I want to say find something that speaks to you to help you. Now, another thing, some other device, but okay, let's talk about living on purpose. Now, another aspect of this is what motivates you. So, okay, it's one thing to get up and say, okay, I want to make a difference in the world. I want to do something intentional. But what do you want to do? What keeps you up at night? What rests in your heart? What do you daydream about? So I'll go for me. I love working with young ladies. I love talking. And this is another aspect of living on purpose. What your purpose is and your passion, it's not always how can I say? Y'all help me with some words here. It's not always you're not always aware, earlier in life. Some people are, but most people are not. So, Mr. Truth, I want you to think back, look at where you are now, what you feel your purpose and your slash passion is, and look back over your life and see, do you see anywhere where it may have been revealed to you, or where those paths intertwined or crossed? And give us a little background. I hope I didn't confuse you with the question.
Uh, yeah, the question is kind of a little bit confused. I mean, you
Okay,
said,
so
yeah.
okay, I'm gonna say okay. Let me back up and give you a little background about me. Okay, when I was younger, I remember second grade, I used to get in trouble for talking all the time, not knowing that me talking a lot and then me writing when I was in junior high and high school would be where I am now. I never saw myself in radio. I never saw myself doing anything like this at all. I knew I wanted to be a doctor. I knew I wanted to do something different than this. I still want to help people, but I never saw myself in this public spirit like this. However, life took some different turns, detours, and here we are. And so now I feel like I am truly living on purpose and in my purpose. Um, and I'm following my passions, and they're all intertwined together. I hope that makes sense.
Um, so okay, so what was the question that you asked? So I can you said, I mean, you described what you like how you said
Okay, so
you're working a lot and that helped you um I guess yeah.
looking back over your life, based on what you're doing now, not necessarily your 9 to 5 job, but things that you maybe do in the community, on the side, things that you find yourself passionate about and you
Hmm.
feel like it's part of your life's purpose.
Hmm.
Looking back over your life, do you feel you were aware of the path you were supposed to take? Or when did you become aware of it? Or can you even remember back that far?
Okay, so I'm gonna try to I guess I get what you saying or whatever. So I'll just put it like this. Um
Well, maybe I should ask, what are you doing? I should just start there. Are you doing something outside of your job, or do you feel like your job is your purpose?
No, for me, and that's where a lot of people get purpose misconstrued. Your purpose, it can be with inside your job, but your purpose is not what you do; it's who you are.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's something that you have been basically divinely given. It's your actual. It's the thing God gave you to do. For His will. So for me, you know. I would say back when I was young, I've always felt different. I always felt separate, set apart. I don't do the crowd thing. I'm not a follower. I don't hang on to the ideals and the words of other people. And with that, a lot of people do hang on to ideas. A lot of people do group together and click up and things like that. So I've always been, set apart from a lot of people. And for a long period of time, I thought it was like a curse. You know what I'm saying? And I remember my grandmother coming to me one day because I just like, why am I so different than everybody? She was like, you know, you don't know who you are yet. and she was like, "You don't understand," because actually I got upset with myself, and I called myself stupid or whatever. And that's one thing that was a number one rule in our house: you don't call yourself stupid, dumb, anything like that. And she got very upset. And my grandmother, she was a devout Christian, very rarely would you hear her curse or even get upset. But one thing, she got upset with me that day because she was like, "You don't even understand who you are." She was like, you are different. You're not better than people, but you gotta understand you're special." And she said, "Understand, one day you're gonna understand your purpose that God has laid out for you."
Okay.
And as I started to come into understanding who I am as a man and why I am set apart, you know, uh, I was set apart because God's people are different. We are set apart. In the Bible, it calls us peculiar people. And peculiar means hard to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, as it translated, I've always been put in a position by default and innately as a leader, whether it came to sports, basketball, football, even just my regular walk of life, it was never hard for me to galvanize people without trying. People just automatically gravitate to me. And if it was anything where it was going out, I was the first person that people call, "Hey, you ready to go out or whatever? We ain't going out without you." We already know you bring, at this time when I was out there, you bring the girls out, you bring the party out. You know, it ain't fun without you. You keep the party going, whatever. So we ain't going without you. You feel what I'm saying? So back then, before I finally found God, I was using it wrongly. I was using all my gifts, being charismatic, being able to articulate myself, being able to galvanize, having bravado. I used all these things selfishly. But as I continued to, and got closer to God, I started using it to galvanize people and help people in their daily lives. Using being able to communicate, being able to em- um, empathize with people, having people, come to me and they'd be willing to open their heart to me. You feel what I'm saying? And that allowed me to help people change their lives, deal with their different vices because I had those vices and I was able to show them how to deal with them. And a lot of people, they just want your time. They want an effort. They want to know that they matter
Mm-hmm.
and that somebody earnestly cares about them. And with me, being able to be confident enough to step up, to be able to step in that place as a leader for those who need to be led and things like that, it helped me fulfill my purpose. So my purpose is always to stand out, to be a leader, to always be a person, to fight for those who can't fight for themselves,
Yeah.
and you know, to love people who feel like they're unloved.
Okay. Awesome. So thank you. And I'm
It's
sorry for
not.
making the questions difficult. And I do see we have a new guest. So what
Yes.
is up, my uh peppermint petty queen sister?
Hold on, Queen. Before you answer, let me give some love to the chat land real quick. I see y'all checking in. Mimsy Lim says,
Okay.
"Hey, hey, y'all. Hey, Mimsy, what's going
Hey,
on?"
hey, ma'am.
She used all caps. Okay, she said, "Better being that like button, y'all. Most definitely." And then Unicorn. Hey, Unicorn, what's going on? She says,
Hi.
"Hola, what's going on, Unicorn?" So yes, Queen, it's on you.
What's
Hey,
up?
queen.
What's up, my BFF in the cyber world?
What's up, kid?
What's up, Truth? You ain't
All
gonna say
right.
What's
hi to
going on,
me,
Queen?
Truth?
No, my fault. You know I was coming. You know I was coming.
Okay,
What's
okay.
up to
I'm
my
just checking.
annoying
Don't make me
sister?
don't
You know
don't
I
make me
love you.
meet you in the park
You
in
know I love
Baltimore.
you.
Ladies and
Don't
You
make me
gentlemen,
meet
already
you in the park in Baltimore.
know. You want to hit me upside my head with a broom, and I'm gonna throw
No,
water
no, I
on
ain't
you.
gonna do that. I promise. I promise.
I'm gonna throw water on you.
No,
I
look.
love I don't like it when you get upset, but I like it when you be like, you can meet me in Baltimore. That's where I'm at. Baltimore. I'm like,
come to the village.
uh-oh.
To the village,
we got
kid.
that.
That's right. Ain't
We
no
got
me.
that Martin. We got that Martin and Pam relationship.
That's
Yes.
right. So the question is, are you living your purpose, or when did you know?
Or when did you find? And I want to address right quick unicorn word. So tonight we're talking about living on purpose. Well, live on purpose or living on purpose, which also ties into your passion.
Mm,
Um, and I'm going to give some more talking points about what it looks like to live on purpose or living on purpose, what a life of purpose rather is. But Queen, I want you to give, when you hear the phrase live on purpose, living on purpose, what comes to mind for you? And then, yes, at what point in your life did you realize maybe what your purpose slash passion was, and are you doing that?
um, what comes to mind is, do I wake up and throughout my day feel fulfilled? Meaning, like, you know, um, my purpose is, I knew. I want to say I thought I knew what my purpose was at one point, because I was very good with kids.
Okay.
And so everyone's like, "Oh, you need to open up a daycare," or I had people bidding for me to be their nannies, like
Oh,
begging me,
wow.
offering me cars and places to live. And I mean, I had one couple, they offered me a Jaguar. I was like, what the hell am I gonna do with a Jaguar? Um, I can't keep no Jaguar up. What's wrong with
Wow.
you? But yeah, I mean, I just had even to the point where I remember one trip, it was me and my sisters, and one of my sisters, she would always take for trip with her friends, her girlfriends and their kids. Like they would do one trip with the kids and one trip without. So it was about 20 of us. It was like 9 adults and like 11 kids. And
Oh,
so at one point I was like, oh, y'all can go out, because it was like, who's gonna babysit, blah, blah, blah. There was some teenagers there, so they wanted to go to the teen club. So I was like, I'll babysit, I'm cool. So I had about 9 kids
oh
in
no,
the room with me, right?
girl.
And
Damn.
I'm talking about ages from like, I want to say the youngest one was 9 months, nine
Oh
months
my.
old to till about 10, 12. And we had a blast. I mean, it was one little girl, she was off the hook. I sent her to her room. 'Cause I told her mother didn't give me permission to beat her, so she had to get out my room. But other than that, the kids were they were so easy going. Like I have no problems. There were no yelling. We pillow fight. We wrestled. We had a blast. I had more fun with the kids than I did with the adults. But
Wow.
so everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, you know, my son went to sleep on time. Like, how'd you do it? You can't go back to the West Coast. You gotta stay out here in the East Coast. You can live. You see that basement? I'm redoing it. You wanna?" I'm like, no, I'm leaving. So I thought my passion was kids, but then one year I was home. I was in the East Coast visiting in New York, and I was on vacation. And I kid you not, I thought I was having nightmares. Every time I turned on the TV, there was something about a kid being abused, a
Hmm.
kid being killed, sexually abused, physically abused. And one of the last stories was, I think these two parents, they got frustrated with the baby. The baby woke them up in the middle of the night, peed on the father, and the father chopped the baby up and fed the baby to the pit bull, and
Mm-mm.
then lied and said that the pit bull attacked the baby. And I literally thought this was fake. And I went back and I changed my major in school. And I was like, I have to, I had a long talk with my mom, and I was just like, how come how did you and dad not like lose it having 6 kids and 2 dogs and 2 miscarriages? So you would have had 8 of us. Like, how did you not like resort to us being taken and being in the system? And I just felt blessed to have parents who, yeah, it wasn't perfect, and so I just went back and I changed my major to social work, and I've been doing it ever since.
Okay. So you
So
were still working with kids, but in
yes.
a different
Well,
capacity.
I work with adults, but
Oh,
I work with I do work with like young adults on the side.
okay.
So I'm still living what I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Got to
Um,
give a shout out to somebody else in chat land, QB, real quick. Tristan Draper. Hey, man. He said, "What up, chat? What up, boy? What's going
Yeah.
on?"
hi.
Interesting. Yeah, so I love what I do, and and it's weird because it's like I go to work. I was going to work 5 days a week, and then I was doing my program that I work with young people the other 2 days off. So I was
Oh,
literally a social worker 7 days a week.
oh wow. That's amazing. You have to love what you do
Yeah,
to be
I
a
do.
social worker. So I was a freshman in college, major in biology. Thought I wanted to be a doctor. Nope. Because I didn't like science as much as I thought I did. Switched over to social work my second time around. Well, it was okay, but I didn't make the deadline to get into the program. So I switched over to sociology. And I think I really found my lane in sociology because it also has lended itself to what I do in the community. Not knowing all of my life, the things that I have experienced. I'm sorry, Mr. Best in the World. I'm gonna give you
No, talk. You're good.
not knowing all the things that I endured in my life would lead me to where I am today, to have the compassion that I have, not knowing that what I experienced as a teenage girl would lend itself to me to be a mentor to other young ladies and try to grab them by the hand and with love and compassion and not tearing them down and not fussing at them. Because I wasn't the perfect teen. I wasn't horrible, but I wasn't the perfect teen. I made the grades, but I had a dark side to my life that not many people knew about. So anyway, that's enough about me, Mr. Beth. I'm sorry. Please go ahead. I want to make sure you get your time to answer the question or share.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I think that Well, okay. I'm trying to. I'm sorry. I got
Okay,
lost in the sauce. What was the question again? I'm so sorry.
basically, do you feel like you are operating in your purpose? You're living in your purpose, on purpose, with the purpose, and then at what point in your life did it become more clear what your purpose is? If you can
Um,
remember back that far.
yes, I do feel like I'm doing that, but living in your purpose, doesn't mean that everything is going to always be the way that you believe it should be. You know what I mean? So sometimes you believe like, okay, everything should be this way, but then sometimes life will give you a U-turn, and you have to adjust. You have to adjust, and making those adjustments are sometimes it's an easy adjustment. I don't always people. I don't want I never want people to think that life is always about hard work, but I also don't want people to think that life is always easy.
Hmm.
Life is a roller coaster. You have ups and downs. And then you
Yeah.
have times where there's time on the roller coaster when the roller coaster just goes smooth.
And then all of a sudden your stomach is in your throat.
No, no, no. It's going smooth. Like it's just nothing is happening. It's calm. It's relaxed. Nothing's happening. You know what I'm saying? And it's like okay. Then it's times when the roller coaster is going up, and you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Then when it go down, you're like, oh wow, okay. So that's how life is. It's really a roller coaster. There's times when it's smooth. There's times when it's going up and down. There's times when it's going round and round. I mean, it's gonna take you in circles. It's gonna take you around. It's gonna take you through a loop. It's gonna take you through all that. But through all those transitions, you know what I mean. As long as you stay focused on your goal and stay focused on who you are and be who you are. Be who you are. You know what I mean. Be yourself. You know what I'm saying. That is the biggest thing. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? That is the biggest thing. So you got to be yourself at all times. You do that, then everything else works out for you. Got to send a
Um,
special shout out to the music producer for Intellectual Soapbox and Knowledge Relationships as well. You know what I'm saying? DJ Eddie King. You know what I'm
hi,
saying? What's going on?
how
He said
you
like,
doing?
subscribe. Bell, Mr. Best, what's up, Queen? What's up, and everyone else? How's everything going? You doing fine? Are
Hi,
you rocking out, baby? Jump on if you can, brother. Jump on if you can.
how you doing? All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you mentioned about authenticity. And
Mm-hmm.
also, Mr. Truth mentioned this earlier as well. Your purpose is basically who you are authentically and what you're meant to do, how you're meant to serve. Whether you are religious, spiritual, or not, we all have a reason for being on this earth, and it is to serve one another. And so you all mentioned
Mm.
that, but you have to be authentic in your service as well. I found a little piece I want to read right quick from an article. And again, when I tell you there are a gazillion, I know that's not a number, but a gazillion articles about living on purpose, list here, list there, whatever, whatever. Well, this little snippet says, for most people who have discovered their purpose, it is what directs them to a meaningful and satisfying job. It's not about the money, but fulfillment. For others, a purpose is about fulfilling their responsibility to family members and seeking meaning from religious and spiritual beliefs. So, I want to talk about this job aspect, and I want to ask you all this question. If you had a do over, and Queen, you kind of alluded to this already, but um, if you had a do over, and you could have any job you wanted that aligned with your purpose, what would it be? And we're gonna go ladies first. Queen.
Queen, wake up, Queen.
Okay.
Get the
Oh,
buzzer sound for her so she can wake up. Wake up, Queen. Queen, wake up.
okay. Oh goodness. Okay. Well, maybe she had to step away.
Mm-hmm.
All right. To our other guest, Mr. Truth. Are you still with us?
Truth, you there, bro?
Did we lose?
Truth.
Did we lose our guest? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to bore anybody to sleep.
So I guess it's on you, QB.
Okay. Well, I feel that if I was doing what I love and getting paid for at the same time, that all that aligns with my purpose, I
Mm-hmm.
would definitely have some type of outreach program for young ladies where I host regular seminars or group discussions centered around empowerment and how to navigate life, how to believe in yourself more and not fall into society's pitfalls. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and allow yourself to become a statistic or fall by the wayside. Or if you are at a certain point in your life, just say you're a teenage mom, you can
Mm-hmm.
still succeed in life. So that's what I will be doing. Something in that sector. I love the nonprofit world. I love community based give like community based work. There's and I love talking, but I love talking with a purpose. I don't like to talk just to hear myself talk. I'm hoping I'm dropping some little nugget for someone to take with them along their life's journey. So
Mm.
that's me.
Okay. Truth for Queen. Anyone out there? I know Truth stepped away, but Queen, are you there? Queen? Queen,
Okay.
Yes,
Truth?
yes,
Okay, go ahead. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, she needs the question again.
yeah. I
Oh,
need that question again. Sorry.
okay.
You,
So did you hear the snippet that I read from the little article?
no, I had to step away. Sorry.
Okay.
You
I'll
don't
just
have
read
to
the.
read it. You could just give me the brief overview.
Okay. So basically, if you could have a do over, and I think you probably
Mm.
alluded to this earlier, but if you could have a do over, what job would you have, or what would you be doing that align, and you can get paid for it, that aligns with your purpose? Like, what would you be doing?
If I had a do over, what would I be doing? I would have started what I'm about to start a lot sooner.
Okay.
I would have not given into fear and saw what I didn't like and took what I learned from the organizations I was a part of and did my own thing
Okay.
a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait till you can share what you're doing with us because we want to celebrate you and what you're doing. That's what we do on all these
It's
platforms.
it's top secrets only the certain people get the secret code BFF, you'll get it. cyber BFF, you know, because I like
Thank
to,
you.
you know, there are things that, you know, I move differently. So, you know, I just,
You, but you have to
yes, ma'am,
because
because
Mhm.
people snakes out here.
you don't need everybody's spirit in your
Hello,
business.
hello, hello, because
Mhm.
I will rebuke that demon real quick.
Okay. All right. Mr. Best in the world. You could be doing anything
Mhm.
that means something to you, that means something to
Mhm.
the world. You know, you
Mhm.
feel like it's your purpose and get paid for it. What would you be doing?
I would sing.
Really?
Mhm.
You like this or you can sing?
Yeah, you know, I do my thing. You know what I'm saying? You know,
You said what?
I know, you know, I ain't no, no Marvin Gaye or nothing, you know what I mean? But I do my thing, you know what I'm saying? You
Oh
know,
God.
I ain't no Marvin Gaye or nothing. Like, you know, I got, you know, I hit the high notes sometimes, you know, I get my
Little
little
five
the
heartbeats.
bar joint, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's it, you know what I'm
Well, how do you
saying?
feel that singing will help you to make an impact in the world?
Because since people are so enthralled with entertainers, I can, especially here in America, I could use that in order to spread positivity and also in order to help people as well because they do pay people who can really sing very financially. They're very financially taken care of. So yeah, you know what I mean. I would definitely use it for that. I would
All
definitely
right.
use it for that.
And
And
we will
with you
all
know,
get front row seats to his concerts.
yeah, that's right, that's right. Except for Queen, no, I'm joking. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, you know, that's what I would do just to kind of like spread a message. And the person that inspires me the most as far as like singers is Michael Jackson. Like
Okay.
just how you know philanthropic he was and how much he did for people. Like that really inspired me.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
back, fam. Just let y'all know.
All right.
Okay.
Michael
Right on
Jackson was
time
a
too, because I just finished.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay, cool.
I just want to say this. Michael Jackson was a true humanitarian
Hmm.
and he doesn't get the props he deserves sometimes.
Sometimes, whatever.
And his music had a message. Like I picked one of his
Hmm.
songs for one of my class papers. Yeah, he was amazing. So I'm just gonna say that.
Yes. Yes.
All
Mike
right.
was Mike was everything. You know, that's what I grew up off of. You know, as a baby, that was my favorite. I mean, he's still my favorite. You feel what I'm saying? But my mother and my father, they used to play him all the time. My father was a musician as well. He played the drums. He could sing. He could play the guitar. And you know, as a baby, they said I got my little baby book, and they said every time they used to turn on Michael Jackson, I would be dancing in my crib and everything like that. So
Hmm.
I'm not like how the rest of the world, you know, have their idea of Mike and everything. You know, to me, he's an icon. He is still and will always be the king of pop. And all the so-called things that were said about him, people just don't understand people, and they don't take the time to understand. And anything we don't understand, we automatically call crazy, wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and so on and so forth. So, no, Mike will always be Mike.
Most
Yes.
definitely.
All right. So I wanted to give you opportunity to answer the question. I know you have to step away. This one is simple. I promise. I promise. If you could be doing anything, you know, if you had a do over, I don't know what you do for a living now, but if
Mhm.
you could be doing something that aligns with your purpose and get paid for it, what would you be doing?
Hmm. Um. Well, I would probably open up a program, which I'm still working towards now.
Okay.
But I would open up a program that would be benefiting young men from 12 to 25,
Okay.
and you know, so like basically what I do now, you know, just basically to give who I am, the experiences, the things I have learned, you know, help them to understand what it means to be a man and not just wanting to claim the title, but also take on the responsibility that comes with the title. And that's what I would be doing now. And if it comes with, you know, a lucrative, counterpart that I get paid for, that's a plus. But
Yes.
that would never be my aim.
And that's the one thing I need people to understand. Your purpose won't always make you the most money.
Correct.
It is just another. branch of your life. It's something else that you're supposed to be doing. Like you mentioned before, that you are ordained to do. Um, and I promise you, if it's in you, your spirit won't let you rest until you start doing that thing, whatever it is.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's funny you said that because that's the drive that I have. You know, the word says those. It said, "Blessed are those who thirst and hunger after righteousness, for they shall be filled." You see what I'm saying? So, oh yeah, I have a hunger every day to do this. And until I reach my apex, I won't be able to sleep. I won't be basically rested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I want to say, because some people get their goals in life mixed up with their purpose. Some of your goals may align with your purpose, but they are not mutually exclusive. They are what do you call mutually exclusive? They don't. They're not parallel. They're, oh God, my words. I'm sorry, y'all. They're not side by side. They may intertwine again, but they're not. Your goals and your purpose are not side by side or mirror images of each other. Um, Here's some questions that you can reflect on, and this is for anybody out there that's listening and watching. Who am I? That's a question I think a lot of us struggle with all the time. Who am I? And last time we talked about
Yep.
doing a mirror check, and so this goes back to that. Who am I? What am I doing? Like, what is going on with me? Um, when do I feel most fulfilled? That's a very important one to reflect on. And that answering that question, reflecting on that, will often lead you to what your purpose is supposed to be, what your purpose is. How can I change the world? That's a big one. Where do I belong on this earth? You ever hear people talk about, I feel like I need to roam? Like, there are people who feel like they don't need to plant roots in any one particular city or state. They feel like they need to do mission trips, or they need to travel the world and do those do all types of humanitarian things, because that's what they feel like their purpose is. um, Anybody want to share any more thoughts before I move on?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I look at it like this. See, a lot of people, what they do is take it upon themselves to go out and do certain things. But for me, I actually live by walking by faith and not by sight. And, wherever the Spirit lists us, that's where I go. So I actually, what I do is when I go throughout my day, God will always send a person. You don't have to go looking for it. He
Mm,
will actually send people in your passing. I could just be driving down the road, you know what I'm saying? And he will basically send you assignment. Somebody will need something. A person will need to get to a hospital. People will need to eat. The word also say the harvest is plentiful, but the labors are few. And
mm,
it's so much work to do out here and work being helping each other that it's endless. You can always be giving. You can always have an opportunity to serve others. You know what I'm saying? The greatest of us shall be servants. That's what God always says. So for me is I never go out there like looking. You know, uh, I'm always vigilant and aware of that. God will give me the words and He will supply. What is needed at that time for that very individual that I come across. So.
can we put a pin there and expand on that discussion, because that is something so important? Thank you for bringing that up. So, I want each of you to share, if you can remember, a person, place, or thing that popped into your life that you felt was like, okay, you, it is what was needed to kind of turn that light on for you when it comes to your purpose. So, True, since you brought it up, I want to let you go.
Well, it wasn't no like single event because these things happen to me all the time. Like,
Okay. Or was
Like
there
it
a
was a
particular
woman.
person that you might can remember offhand?
I can remember last week. I was just
Okay.
working, and it was a woman and a husband. They needed to get to the hospital because they just had a baby, and the baby was in the ICU, and they
Okay.
needed to get to the hospital and everything like that. And I was able to help them get to the hospital. So it's things like that. It's just simple acts of service and kindness for me that always lets me know who I am. I thank God that He has given me the heart and the will to do so. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they just keep passing. They just keep driving. They just keep passing. I think enough of it. But I thank God that I'm conscious, and that's how I fill my cup up. That's what makes me feel good when I go to bed at night. When I lay my head down, I say, you know what? Thank you, Lord. I have done something. Something that actually means something. Not just go out here and work so I can pay my bills, but something that has a lasting effect. And then, so many times I've done this where I've gained a friend behind me. You see what I'm saying? And it led to other opportunities, whether it was, hey brother, you know how to change brakes and change oils and everything. I know a person that needs their brakes and oil change, and they will send me over there, and that way, that helps me earn more money. You see what
Okay.
I'm saying? It's just a continual process, man. It opens doors whenever your heart is just made to give. It's beautiful, and
Uh,
God design is beautiful, man. So.
awes- Awesome. Thank you, Mr.
Mhm.
Best in the World. Is there some person, place, event that you feel has lent itself or themselves to you discovering, your purpose?
I'm passing this to you and Queen first.
Okay. Oh, you just want to go the best for last. Okay.
Hmm.
Queen.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? I'm here.
Okay. Do you feel there's a person, place, event? I know you talked about several things that may have lent itself themselves to you finding your purpose, or kind of maybe even solidifying, like, this is my purpose.
um, there was an event, or it wasn't. Well, it was an event, but it was a news story that solidified what I wanted to do. Besides the other news story, this was like the icing on the cake, or the cap that sealed the jar.
Okay.
Um, there was a young lady a little girl. She wasn't a young lady. She was a little girl, and it was talking about. She was on the cover of Time Life magazine, and it
Okay.
was talking about who failed her.
Oh.
Um, because her mother and dad had her. Mom got custody of her. Dad didn't. New boyfriend or new husband. They had other kids, so the little girl became the target of abuse, to the point where she would scream so loud that the mom would turn up the music so the neighbors couldn't hear her. The dad got custody of the little girl, um, and I guess he had her in the school, and he couldn't afford it. He got sick, and she got a scholarship basically, but the dad died. I think he passed away of cancer. I can't remember exactly. Little girl went back to her mom, and I think within a week or two, she basically convulsed herself to death, meaning that she was under so much stress that she was vomiting and swallowing it. So she kept doing that to the point where I think she kind of, it choked her. She choked herself out, which
Mm-mm.
is, and so that to me was the ultimate goal. Like, I will never be a neglectful um, blinded, um, go against my better judgment social worker. I will save the kids. I put on my cape and I was like, I'm ready to fly. I'm gonna save the children. Like that was my goal, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
um, yeah.
Wow.
So that was a story that, like, it broke me up. I was like, wow, that's how can you do that? Like, how can you just do that to your kid? Yeah. So
Mm.
yeah.
Real quick, thank
Looks.
you for telling that story, Queen. Real quick, just want to
Mm.
give a shout out to M3. You know
What's
what I mean?
up?
Mr. Nine Relationship itself. Salute to you all. Make sure you all subscribe and get the likes up. Thank you. Excuse me, family. Also, Paralife TV, Life of the Paraplegic. Paralife TV is so cool. I love this brother. I love watching his morning lives. He said, "Hello, hello, good evening, all. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man."
Hi. Thank you all so much for checking in. Yes, make sure you hit that like, subscribe,
Mm-hmm.
share, notification bell. Do all the things. Let's get this channel booming, y'all. We got it
Mm-hmm.
going on. I know Tuesday's a little cozy, a little comfortable, but Mr. Best in the World, get your height Wednesday through Friday, though. So Q comes in, gives you a little warm hug like a blanket out the dryer, and then boom. And then Mr. Best takes off and takes you up. Like, yeah, it's party time after
Mm-hmm.
that. All right. So thank you so much for sharing that, Queen. Look, that's why I take special people to be social workers. Um, I feel like being a social worker is a purpose field. Like it's one of those. It's not a job, I should say. It's a calling, and I've seen that word used quite a bit in my reading. It's a calling. What do you say, Queen?
Yes, and I think unfortunately, there are a lot of people who are in this field and see it as a job, and it shows in how the clients are treated. I hate it. I think there should be a gutted. All social workers should be reevaluated and gutted. Like, why are
Mhm.
you in this field?
Yeah,
Because if you're not in here to make an impact, you're here to cause more trauma and revisit all of what they have to do and go through in the world.
yeah.
Like it's supposed to be a safe place, and
It
if it's
is.
not, then you're the
Mhm.
cause of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. So I'll share my moment. For me,
Mm-hmm.
it was I can't remember the year exactly, but I know it was before I got married. So before 2005. Um, my way of church met this family. The husband was a videographer, all things media, and his wife was a singer, all this. And so anyway, it started out as me doing a sewing project for them. And then it turned into, okay, would you be interested in doing a show on YouTube? Well, a video blog at the time. And so I'm like, okay. So we started working together. I started learning how to edit videos, shooting. I recorded a few videos. There's one on YouTube, and it's like, when I tell you it's rough and raw, I was, oh, Lord Jesus. It's very raw, quickly. um, but it was that moment that's okay. This could be something that I could do. So I let it go for a while. Life happened, went back to school, got married, yada yada. And so here I am. And it was on the other side of my marriage that it's like, boom, this light bulb went off. I started volunteering for the radio station, local radio station. Never saw myself in radio. Don't have any experience in that. But I quickly learned the ropes. People were calling us to be on my show. The station manager would get compliments saying, I love how Q interviews. There were people who would tell me on the side, I only want to be on the show when you're hosting, because sometimes I had to miss, but they're like, let me know when you're going to be there because they like my style. They like how welcoming I was and how comfortable I made them feel. Many people's first time on the radio, but once they left, they were opening up, they were talking and laughing. And so, anyway, it was those moments, those particular moments that led up to where I am today. Um, Never saw myself on YouTube. Still, even after doing that, session with the gentleman and his wife. But here I am, and again on the other side of my marriage, I'm like, I have some things to say. I'm gonna start a podcast. So it started out as being audio only, and people are like, you should do interviews. You should talk to this person, talk to that person. I'm like, okay, well, video interviews, and here we are. So now here I am networking with all of you wonderful people, and branching out way outside of my comfort zone, and going all the way back to second grade when I used to get in trouble for talking. Now here I can say what I want as long as I want. So that was my moment. Those were my moments in life that led to where I am today. And when I do my messaging, there are times I'll do a Be Intentional message on my personal Instagram page. I'll do like Pink Gems of Wisdom. Now I'm doing a series called Embrace Your Thorns. And people will message me privately saying, I really enjoyed your message. So obviously what I'm doing is making some impact. So this is the path I'm on. I'm meant to be on. Would I love to get paid for it? Yes. I would love contracts. I would love exclusive deals. I would love my own talk show and radio show. Um, but until that time comes, I'm going to still use my voice to make an impact as much as I can. That's me. All right. Mr. Best for last. I'm just going to come Mr. Best for last.
I'm gonna have to take that. What was the question again? I don't.
Okay.
I've been listening to y'all intently, so.
So basically, what were some moments or person, place, or thing, in your life that solidified for you, like, this is my purpose, this is what I'm supposed to be doing?
When I heard the Isley Brothers sing, I'm joking. I would say how can I say? I'm trying to think. When this is what I was supposed to be doing. I would say like once I came out the hospital, and I just took that time to just really, breathe and get my head together.
Okay.
I think in that moment and in those moments, I just realized like, okay, I know I can be doing something great. I'm not gonna be doing something good, and I'm focused. I'm not gonna let anything, stop me from getting to the points where I want to get to. It may be difficult. I may have some difficulties. I may not like everything that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna do my best to put my best foot forward, and and just to grow. You know what I'm saying? So I think. Oh, don't cry, QB. It's all right. I'll be okay. I would say at first I had to just get used to like just going outside. Then it was going outside. It was getting used to the workouts, and from getting used to the workouts, it was going to the store. Then it was going to the store to not being able to put on shoes. So all those things was a process. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one step after the other. And first, like when I was first able to be a lot more active, I used to just always be just up, just always just walking around, cleaning, just little stuff, because I just felt like I was so just how can I say? I just felt like, okay, I have to do stuff because I was inspired to, but also because I felt like like man, like I don't know if I have these moments again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it was inspiration, but also it was fear. You know what I mean? But then once I got past the fear, I was like, all right, you know what? Cool, it's good to do things, good to be active, but I need to also be patient and not try to overdo things, or not just think that, okay, I got to do this, because if I don't do this, then what's going to happen, whatever. Like, you can't live always looking over your shoulder.
Okay.
That's not living. You know what I
No,
mean?
sir.
You'll be existing, but you won't be living.
You better speak
You know what I mean?
on it.
Living is a whole different thing. So, um, that's why you can't be too focused on things not working on your end. And you can't be too focused on people who are not doing what they have to do on their end. You know what I'm saying? Because people are gonna disappoint you. So, are you gonna live your life always having to
Facts.
look over your shoulder because
Big facts.
somebody's not doing what they exactly true. Somebody's not doing what they said they was gonna do, or you're gonna say, you know what? I'm going to finally just live my life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna either let things go. You know what I
Hmm.
mean with that person, or I'm gonna have to let them go. You know what I mean? And either way,
Yeah.
you still gotta get past it. You know what I mean? But sometimes you just gotta take your space or not even have that person really in your circle. So yeah, I mean, we all got choices to make, but it starts with us first. It starts with you first, and your own self esteem, your own self love, your own self purpose. So yeah, shout out to Wally. Hey, what's up, brother? You know what I mean?
Hi.
Wealth Talk Productions. What's going on, bro? He said, salute the intellectual soapbox. Salute to you too, bro. Join us if you can. Everybody in the chat. The link is pinned in the messenger. Okay. So, what I mean? Definitely, if y'all want to join the conversation, all right? We'd love to have you.
Most definitely. All right, so this is the time where I'm bringing another quote, and this one comes from Bishop T.D. Jakes, and it says, "If you can't figure out your purpose, figure out your passion, for your passion will lead you." Let me start. Oh Lord, for your passion will lead you right into your purpose. So this is what we've been talking about. What is something that drives you, motivates you? What's something that you feel compels you to get up every day outside of your 9 to 5 job, 8 to 5, whatever time you go to work, overnight shift, outside of your job? What is something that just rests in your spirit, in your mind? You find yourself brainstorming, writing notes about it. That is your purpose. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Don't sit on it too long because you never know. Like Mr. Intellectual, I mean, shoot, Mr. Best in the World said, that moment may not come again, and you don't want to miss it. Um, so, for the just in case, act on it as best as you can. Um, yes, because we all have a purpose. We all have something to do here on this earth. So, hopefully, you find out what that is and you actually walk into it before your time is up. Um, okay. So I want to read a few things. I'm not going to read the whole list because it's like 13. This one has 13 things, like how to live on purpose. One is stand by your values and beliefs. Most of y'all have said that, especially you, Miss Queen. You said when it comes to the field you're in, especially, you have a core belief system that drives you and pushes you into how you respond to your everyday duties. And I think, Mr. Truth, you mentioned that before as well. So anyone who is seeking their purpose, find out what you value, where your beliefs lie. Um, People who live by this, it says, they place significance to their value as people of high integrity, and they learn how to earn the respect and trust of others. If people don't trust you, it's hard for you to move forward and get things done in life. Set your priorities. You must identify the activities that matter the most to you, and spend most of your time and effort on those activities. Follow your passion. We can't say that enough. Achieve balance in your life. Have contentment in life. Find your happy place. Find a place within you that brings you inner peace. When you are satisfied with who you are, try to make a difference that ties back into your purpose. It's all about making a difference, impacting someone else's life, impacting your community, impacting the world. Learn to live in the present moment. I said that in the very, very beginning. When you are living on purpose, you're doing something with purpose or with intention, you are present in the moment. Excuse me. Learn to keep moving forward. They miss the best in the world. You mentioned about looking backwards, living in the past. You can't go forward looking back. You have to turn.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize, y'all. You have
You
to
okay?
turn
You
this
okay?
forward. It says living a life on purpose means that you do not really have to change the world. You don't need to necessarily have the top job or the most luxurious things or even the
Mm-hmm.
biggest house. It means
Mm-hmm.
living a life filled with meaning. It's about making a little difference in the world and achieving your own objectives. Um, always believe in yourself. I want to stop here. For those of us in the chat, and those of you in the chat, you can answer this as well. Was there ever a moment where you feel like you didn't believe in yourself and you wanted to just kind of sit down, like pop a squat where you were? Like, not a literal pop a squat, but
Top of
you just wanted to pop a squat and say, I can't. I'm not. I don't know. I can't. You let that fear factor take over. So, Queen.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I definitely feel like I have even with obtaining the thing the little thing that I'm doing right now, I wanted to just give up because the person who I started it with didn't work out. Um, but I wasn't, the person I was with was like, "Oh no, you're not giving it up. You put too much work into it." So I felt like I've
Very
always
true.
had people around me to go, "Nope, don't do that. You're not doing that." And they wouldn't let me cop a squat. I say that all the time. I've never heard somebody else say that. I always say, "You copping a squat." They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Never mind." Anyway,
Oh,
but yeah, so yeah, and I've had people around me to go, "Nope, keep going. Nope, it's
Mm-hmm.
okay. Nope." So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You're gonna be
awesome.
awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Truth.
What'd you say?
Hmm?
What'd
What you
you
say?
say? 84?
Truth, go ahead, brother.
Oh,
No.
you said something in the peanut gallery.
So
Okay.
what was well before I ask you what was the question, based off of what sis said, that's very important because if you and that probably went over a lot of people's head. She has a circle around her that holds her to what is right. You see what I'm saying? And they're not going to allow her to move off her emotions and make an emotional decision.
Get out of my
That's
notes.
that's because that's what's called enablers. They allow you to remain in your mess, remain at the person that you're trying to change from. So whoever she got in that circle, those are decent individuals, and we should all strive to have people like that that don't allow us to do what we want to do. I have people in my circle like that, and I am one of those individuals too. That's why I tell people I'm a quiet taste. I'm not going to do what you want me to do. I'm not going to allow you to wallow in your mess, and we're definitely not moving off emotions. We're going to do what exactly is the right thing to do, regardless of how you feel. But
Alrighty.
what was your
Back to
yeah?
back to the original question. Why you dipping in my notes? Uh,
Great
did you
minds think alike. Great minds think alike.
did you have a moment in your life where you were just like, mm-mm, I'm not. I can't. I don't. I can't do this. You just like had a fear factor moment. It's like I can't. I mean, you stop believing in yourself in a moment.
Yes, it was early in my walk. It was right in the midst of my divorce with my wife, and that was probably my lowest point.
Okay.
One of my lowest points. Excuse me, hold on for one
Oh,
second.
okay. Well, while he's handling business, Mr.
I'm back.
Business. Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry.
I
Okay.
had to let somebody in my house.
Okay.
So yeah, it was at the in the midst of my divorce, and I remembering just feeling like unloved and lost. and because I was very confused because I thought that I could just love somebody through their trauma and through their
Uh,
and through their mess. And I had a very rude awakening, and where a lot of people have what's called a hero complex or God complex, where you think because of you think you could change basically human beings, and you can't.
yeah.
And that taught me a valuable lesson. And I was wondering, I was like, why is this going this way when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do? Even the individual themselves, the one that's causing the problems, they openly said, "Hey, you're a great husband. You know, you didn't do anything wrong," and they would just say this. But yet and still, they're not doing what they're supposed to be. And that was the first time it opened me up to about human behavior, people making choices, and my understanding of what something's supposed to be is not the truth.
Okay.
My understanding is it's a thing called reality, and it's a thing called this is the way it is. And once I got through that, and it pushed me closer to God, and for me to actually learn how to talk to Him, to communicate with Him, to get understanding of His purpose and where He's trying to mold me and push me towards. And through great pain and through basically the cross that we all supposed to bear daily, there's glory afterwards.
Okay.
And that's what helped me to understand it. So that was my lowest point. My one of my lowest point, but that was the last most recent.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Best in the World.
I think that's key. You just have to you have to understand that at times, even though you're on your purpose, not everybody's gonna be aligned with that. And that's fine. Like, you just do what you can. And then those who are gonna be on your purpose, they're gonna be about it. And if not, what I mean, they will make their choices. What I mean? But that doesn't mean that you have to stop what you're doing. You just stay focused and just keep moving forward. So yeah.
Alrighty. And since Mr. Truth is all up in my notes, the next one is surrounding yourself with positive people. Look, look, who is in your circle? Is your circle a square or a dot? What your circle look like? Is it jagged? Whatever the case may be. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Not the people that want to be surrounded by you, because we all know people love your energy and they will suck you dry. They're like energy vampires. They will suck all from you and never give you anything back.
Hmm.
But who are you surrounding yourself with? Are you surrounding yourself with like minded people? Do you have a mentor? Let me tell you something. You are never too old, you are never too advanced in your career or wherever you are in life to have a mentor. Also, and I can speak this from experience, surround yourself with someone a little bit younger than you as well. I have a goddaughter. I love her dearly. I call her my little spicy sugar because she's a little sassy. Um, but she helps me in more ways than y'all know. And I make sure to let her know how much I love and appreciate her every day. And because of our relationship, she trusts me just like her mom to tell me all of her life stories. She shares things with me sometimes before she tell her mom. And I never speak against her mom because I love her mom as well. We have a relationship. So anywho, surround yourself with people who want to pour into you as much as you pour into them, people who are influential, and not because they have a name, because they have some kind of status, but they are influential in a way that they can give you, like, here's some networks, here's some plugs, here's some connections. um yeah, I'm not all about name dropping. I would love to interview some bigger people, some big name people, but it's not about just that. Anywho, yes. Next one, always be kind to others. This is one of my B isms. I have a list of 5 B isms, BEEISMS, B isms, and be kind is one of them. And be kind because it's the right thing to do. not because somebody's watching you. It's about your integrity. Um,
There you go.
it's about your
There you go.
integrity because I guarantee you somebody is watching you. And so, what story do you want told? What message do you want sent? So be kind, no matter who's watching or who you think is not watching, whatever the case may be. Um, yeah. All right. Believe in life and that everything has a reason. Ooh, child. When you do not spend a lot of time thinking about what ifs, you tend to be more productive and expectant about life. Believing that every experience, regardless of whether it is a positive or negative one, happens for a reason is the first step toward true happiness and contentment. Let me tell y'all how that just blessed in my soul and convicted me at the same time. There are so many times where I'm like, why is this happening to me? And I'm sure many of us have had, why is this happening to me? Why do I got to be the one to go through this? It's not about you always. Sometimes it's for other people.
Say
But
that again. Please say that part again. Please. Please.
so, and then I get stuck on what if this, what if this didn't happen? What if my marriage? And so I try to eliminate those what ifs and like, okay, what is now and move forward through that. So, yeah. And choose happiness. It is important to understand that happiness is a choice. So choose to be happy. Happy means different things for different people. Of course, everyone has pain in their life at one point or another, but this should never define you and who you are. So we're gonna stop there, and I'm just gonna give everybody about 5 minutes or so, whatever you would like to add based on what we've talked about. Um, Thank you for joining us, Paralife. I really appreciate you for tuning in. Good night.
Night,
So,
brother.
all right. So, free for all, but I'm like a teacher. I will pick somebody if nobody starts talking because we're live. We can't have dead air. Um, who would like
Well,
to
what is it that you want? Like, because
just
usually you was doing a question or something like that, and
just
you
your
just said a
thoughts,
lot.
just
You just said a
based
lot.
on what we talked about living on purpose, finding your passion, making an impact, being purposeful in all that you do. Like, what are just your thoughts? Any thoughts you would like to share? Any message you would like to send out to whoever's watching?
I mean, we need to be self-aware. That is the beginning of everything. Self-aware, self-accountability, dealing with who you were, and looking forward to becoming who you supposed to be.
I'm gonna write that down. Who you were? Yes.
Yeah, and that starts with recognizing and finding out what your purpose is, because your purpose will be what drives you daily. And while you're on your walk, what you was talking about, those said people in your circle, you will need them because they are the ones that's going to keep you grounded. They're the ones that's going to, help you stay humble. You know, when you can't see, they're going to be your eyes. They're going to be there to listen to you when no one else is listening to you, and they're always going to be there for you when the whole world has come down upon you. I have my four brothers that has exemplified what love, loyalty, and commitment is. Integrity, accountability, and responsibility. These four men, which are younger than me,
Okay.
I admire them. I admire them, and they are great men. They are all married, and they have amazing wives. Amazing. Their wives exemplify,
Wow.
what it means to be a daughter of Sarah, a Proverbs 31, a Titus raised woman. I mean, they is just sweet, loving, considerate, and honors the ground that their husband walk on. And it's just amazing. And they're just beautiful inside and out. And these guys, again, I have, I'm very reactionary and violently opposed to disrespect.
Okay.
And that's one thing, I'm working on is something like that, um, where I'm trying to get a hold of that. That's something that I understand about humanity, but I still don't understand why. I'm working on understanding and being okay with the fact some people just don't get the difference between disagreeing and disrespect. And
Okay.
I'm learning how to move accordingly towards that. But the people that I have around me, they hold me honest to that and help me to become honest. But they also are there because I'm my hardest critic, and I come down hard on myself than anybody. So
Yeah.
they also ones that call me up and tell me like, "Hey, bro, you gotta give yourself a break. Like you can't be that hard on yourself, and you gotta be make sure that you forgive yourself for certain things and everything like that, and vice versa. I'm there for them as well, and we have all been there when each other has had nothing, and when we have had a lot, we don't create debts for each other like we owe each other anything.
That's
You
awesome.
know, it's just pure brotherhood, and
Yeah.
that's the things that I'm trying to teach people how to actually love each other where it's no debt, it's nothing you owe, it's truly unconditional. You there for them when you can be and honestly be there. And just sometimes, the greatest currency you can give to somebody is time.
Yeah.
It's the one thing you cannot get back. And I'm going to continue to walk in my purpose. A lot of people uh, don't understand. They're not used to a man like me because I am I speak with authority. I'm very assertive. I'm very intentional. And it's just because I'm confident in who I am. I'm
Okay.
confident in who I am inside of an individual, and that's God. And I have always spoken and said, hey, other than God, other than Jesus Christ, it ain't nothing special about me. You
Yes,
feel
it
what I'm
is.
saying? So I have I have what's called Godfidence. And that's what
Oh,
pushes me in my purpose. That's what helps me want to be the great man that I'm growing into becoming. And that's what sets me apart from a lot of men. And I'm thankful for this. Where back in the day when I was young, I didn't understand. I thought it as a curse. And if my grandmother was here today, I would tell her, "Grandmommy, thank you for those words you spoken, because I fully understand who I am today."
that is awesome. Thank you so much for
Good
sharing.
stuff, brother. Good stuff.
And I'm sure your baby, I'm sorry, your child, a daughter or a son.
I have a son and a daughter.
Okay. And I'm sure they're watching you and they're seeing who their daddy is every day in, day out. And I guarantee you they are admiring you and taking notes, and they're going to be able to say, my daddy did this and my daddy that and my daddy, they're going to take that with them as
That
they
it's
go through their
funny
life.
that you bring that up because that's the last thing I'm gonna say. Because they are a blessing. They are. And everybody believes their children's blessed and everything, rightfully so. But if you actually got a chance to meet my children, you would say, "Wow, they are really amazing." Their teachers write great notes to them. They're very well mannered, well spoken, always giving, loving. And these are the type of things that I thank God for. I do the best I can, but I'm not one of these people that act like it's all because of me. You see what I'm saying? They are great individuals in their own right. I add a little bit, but I'm thankful. And the one blessing with them is ever since they was young, my babies will always crawl up on me, and they would look at me in my eyes and rub the bottom of my chin, especially my daughter. And that was the first time I understood what unconditional love. I was able to see it inside their eyes. That no matter what, you ain't got to be nobody else but just my dad, and you are my hero. And they
Wow.
have told me these things so many times, wrote me love letters and all types of stuff. And that's what keep me going daily. As long as my babies love me and inside their eyes, I am who I'm supposed to be, and they're thankful, and I know I'm pleasing God, I'm cool. Yeah.
Alrighty. Amazing. Mr. Best in the World, we need some sound effects.
Oh, okay. You want to clap? I can give you a clap. I got
Yeah.
you. You're not, give you a clap.
Thank you so much. Not the slow, not the slow clap.
Yeah, that's what I got for you. I got the slow clap. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Oh, shout out to the homie, Big Rick Slaps. Hey man, shout out to the panel people and chat. Big Rick Slaps in the building. Salute to you, Big Rick Slaps. Salute to you, brother. Good to
Alrighty.
you.
Miss Queen, you got any final thoughts, ma'am?
Um, my final thoughts are, I think it's so important to for people to take the time to figure out what it is that they want to do and what motivates them. You know, money can only motivate you but so much. Like,
Yeah.
you know, um, attention can only motivate you so much. But what's the impact that you're gonna leave? Because, you know, um, I think it's very important for people to figure out what it is that they want to do. Like, where do you see yourself? What do you like to do? I think people don't even make time to figure out themselves what they like, dislike, what they're interested in. They just go with the flow and go with the masses, and you get
Yeah.
caught up in the crowd. You follow the crowd, and at the end of the day, you wake up one day and you don't even know who the hell you are. You don't know why you're doing what you're doing. You don't like what you're
Yeah.
doing, and you know, I'm not saying that's for everybody, but you know, yeah, I think I like the topic. Thank you for always coming up with cozy, warm blankets, fresh out of the dryer, conversations. But yeah, I like it. I love the topic, and I think it's important. I think I feel like I was fortunate to figure out what I wanted to do and really love what I do. I actually can say I love what I do. I think I'm on a path to loving what I do even more because I'll be doing it hopefully soon, doing it for myself.
All right.
And you know, I make the protocols. I make the standard. I make the programming the way I want to and not subject to someone else. So yeah,
Okay.
live your purpose. Dude, come on.
All
You
right.
know, because my dream is to, let this thing run itself and be on a beach somewhere with a margarita, pina colada, a coconut with a whole coconut
Look,
and a straw. I love the water. So yeah, I'm
my ring,
excited. I'm so excited. I
my
had
ringer.
an amazing conversation today. It went so smooth, and big things is popping soon. So yeah, live your purpose.
All right. Look, my ringer will be on, and I'll be ready for my invitation. I just need to get my
I got you.
passport.
I got you. And I'll send you the itinerary and flight details and everything. I got you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Best in the World. Or would you like to go last?
I'm going last. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I want to just kind of touch on things everybody's talked about that reflect to that I reflect that I rec that shoot. Oh my God, that resonate with me. Um, Look at what you've been through in life, and let those life experiences propel you forward. And use them as stepping stones, because sometimes those life experiences are what push you and lead you to your passion and to your purpose. So don't despise any small beginnings. Don't despise anything that has happened to you. See how it can play a benefiting role in your life. And don't be afraid to step out. People are not going to always believe in you, but you have to believe in you. Um, I remember when I first got started in this whole podcasting and video world, I was told that Well, people may talk about you because you're overweight. Okay, well, I'm not the only fat person in the world. I mean, okay. People are not always going to like what you say and what you do. Okay, they didn't like Jesus, so um, there's always going to be somebody that's critical, always. But you cannot be your own worst critic. Um, I had to believe in myself because of how this condition has conformed my body or deformed, however you want to say it. Um, I always have to be present minded about the rooms I'm walking into, the people that I'm meeting, because I'm thinking they're looking at my deformities versus looking at me up here and then recognizing my talent and skills and abilities. When I say deformities, like I can wear clothes that disguise a little bit, but there's still some evidence of, okay, something's different. So I just always have to be mindful of, look, I got my makeup on, I got cute earrings on, my hair is done, and I know what I'm about to say. I got degrees, da da da. They're not gonna steal my shine or my confidence today. You have to give yourself those pep talks. So anywho, um, yeah, that's. I know that sounds all vain and whatever, but you have a purpose. We all have a purpose, no matter how small you think it is. Um, do what you were put on this earth to do, and don't let nobody steal your shine. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go. Anywho, Mr. Best in the world.
Yes, everybody. You know what I mean? Thank you, everybody in the chat. Man, thank you for coming out. You know what I mean? I want to thank everybody on my panel, Queen Forever 2K, Brother Truth, and of course, the incredible QB. You know what I mean? Thank you for joining Conversations. You know what I mean? Here on Intellectual Soapbox. And remember, y'all, be on your purpose, be purposeful, so you can see things great happen.
Be
Okay?
intentional.
And with that, y'all, have a great evening.
Bye.
Later.
DJ,